What's up, everybody? I'm back again. This time with this Trailblazer, 2005 Trailblazer. The problem is gonna be my thermostat. I don't know if you could take a look and see right here on my temperature gauge. That's as high as my gauge will go. Drops all the way down to 100, but that's the highest it'll go. Supposed to be hitting up about 210 area. These vehicles, the PCM expects to see 195 degrees on the temperature, and because I'm not hitting that 195 degrees, leads me to believe that the thermostat is stuck open. I know the gauge works. I don't know if you've seen right now how it dropped down once I turned the vehicle off. I just got through driving it for a couple of hours, but I'm going to be doing some work out here. Right now I just got to let it cool off. But in order to do this thermostat, I'm going to have to take this bar off, uncover the battery, disconnect the battery cables right here and here. After I get that done, I gotta come down here. I don't know if we can see. Let me see if I can get it on there, but that right there is a tension pulley. And if you take a look right about this area here where I'm at, that's where you put your 3/8 ratchet or breaker bar to release the tension on the serpentine belt, so I can get that off. Once I get that off, I'm gonna have to undo these two bolts here. There's another one down in the back there. This bolt here that holds the AC tube to it, get all that out of the way so I could take off the alternator. Behind this black plate here, there's going to be two more bolts, and then another bolt down at the bottom that holds the alternator on. The bottom hose coming down here goes up behind here. That's it right there. Down behind here, and the thermostat sits right underneath behind the alternator. So I'm gonna have to get started doing that. Gotta drain my radiator. That's why I want to let it cool off a little bit. On these vehicles, 2005 Trailblazer, if you're familiar with them or if you're not, the factory radiators do not come with a drain valve on them. So normally to drain these, if it's a factory radiator, you're going to have to disconnect the hose right here where it goes all the way to the bottom. You'd have to loosen that up, disconnect it, pull it back just a little bit, and let the antifreeze drain into your pan. Fortunate for me is I replaced this radiator, I'd say a little less than a year ago. When I replaced it, I made sure to get one that had a drain spout. So I'm gonna let this thing cool off a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the fluid drained out, get the battery disconnected, and I'll come back on and show you the rest of what I'm doing to get to that thermostat. Alright, now I'm back. Battery's out of the way, alternator's taken out. Got that sat down over here. Battery cover, my battery, all of that stuff is out of the way. Had to lift up the top here, little cover. The breather goes to the breather for the throttle body. That way I can lift up the wiring harness here to clear a little more room to get the alternator out. That right down there is the thermostat. So that's what all this work was for, is to get to that. So that's the old one there. I still got to take that off. Fluid's all drained out, everything's all ready to go. The new one is right here. What you want to remember is when you put this new one in, there's a little notch right here at the top. That has to be facing up, so that way your tubing will be in the right direction for your hose to get back on. You see on there, it's got the little notch to the top as well. You don't have to use any kind of sealant or anything on these thermostats. They come with an O-ring on them. So you don't need to put any of that stuff in there. It's already got the O-ring. This new one, you can see, seats pretty well all on the inside of that spring. The old one most likely is going to have some kind of gap. It's going to be stuck open a little. That's what's been causing my problem all this time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull off the old one. We'll take a look at that, put the new one in, get it connected, and start putting everything back together. I'll be right back with you after I get this one off. So here it is. I got the old one sitting on the right, new one on the left. Take a look, you can see the rubber seal all out of there. Has this thermostat stuck open. So this is what's been causing my problem. New one, everything's all looking nice and good. So this is what was causing my problem, where the gauge wouldn't go up, the heater wouldn't work right. It was getting some rough idling, a bunch of stuff going on with this vehicle. I'm gonna get this new one in, start it up, and we're gonna see how it goes from there. All right, here we go with the finished product. Got everything back together. Everything up and running. Put some new antifreeze in it. Came down here to the bottom. Looked around where the thermostat housing is and didn't have any leaks coming out. So looks like everything's going pretty good. Had the car running for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Now my thermostat is hanging back up to where it used to be, right about 210. So now the vehicle's getting that 195 degree temperature that it's supposed to be getting. So looks like everything's going good. It was just a bad thermostat in here. So hope this helps somebody out. They're having the same issue. Thanks for watching.